My son, he overstepped his boundaries in terms of me. You understand? He overstepped his boundaries, and he was inappropriately using my money without telling me crap about it. Like, is he stealing from me? Look, all I know is that in terms of what I'm dealing with, and that this is still going on, because, that's when my money got frozen at Wells Fargo. Thank God. No more money stealing from my son and the other people.
Wow, that's quite the turn. Wendy Williams recently revealed that her son, Kevin Hunter Jr., played a major role in her guardianship situation. Apparently, things got so bad with him dipping into her bank account that Wells Fargo froze her funds. It seems like there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than many initially thought. It's tough to hear that family drama is a part of it, especially when financial trust is broken like that.
I think the amount of money that they questioned Kevin about for spending was like $100,000. To put it in perspective, Kevin's birthday party that year that his mom threw was $120,000. Kevin's rent was $80,000. Kevin's Uber Eats probably exceeded $100,000 that his mom approves.
Have you ever taken money from your mother's account?
Not without her consent.
This whole situation with Wendy Williams and her son, Kevin Hunter Jr., has taken some wild turns, hasn't it? It seems like Kevin Jr.'s actions were a huge factor in Wendy's guardianship. Back in late 2022, he was hit with a lawsuit for $70,000 in back rent after being evicted from his luxury $2 million Miami apartment. Wendy had been covering his rent, but when her health started declining, she could no longer support him financially. Kevin Jr. later revealed in court that due to his mother's health problems, the financial support he'd been receiving stopped, which included his housing. Even after Wendy attended his college graduation, Kevin Jr. was reportedly served with another eviction notice for over $400 in unpaid rent. As all of this was going down, it seems Kevin was becoming more and more involved in Wendy's financial troubles. Wendy recently revealed in her documentary that the guardianship began after Kevin Jr. withdrew large sums of money from her account without her knowledge, triggering Wells Fargo to freeze her assets. She said her son had overstepped his boundaries and was spending her money inappropriately. Wendy also suspected that others might have been influencing Kevin's actions, especially those who were spending time with him in her Miami apartment. Wendy recalled a time when Kevin Jr. wanted to rent a boat for his birthday. He initially asked for a $1,500 boat, but ended up renting a $133,000 one, blaming the bank for wanting him to have it. Wendy's not buying it, though. She's certain Kevin wasn't alone in making these poor decisions, pointing to other people likely influencing him. She also claimed that a woman had been impersonating her in an attempt to steal even more money. This woman, who was introduced to Wendy by Kevin Jr., was allegedly pretending to be Wendy over the phone. Wendy's quick thinking led Wells Fargo to stop the fraud and protect her remaining assets. In addition to all of this, court documents filed last September showed that while Kevin Jr. apologized for his past mistakes, the court didn't feel confident he could keep Wendy safe from financial exploitation. As a result, even if Wendy is eventually released from her guardianship, she cannot be placed under his care. In fact, even Wendy's other family members believe that while she loves her son, it wouldn't be a good idea for him to be in charge of her well-being. The entire situation is just a mess.
My aunt loves her son very much, but I think that there are other options at this point in terms of who can care for and make sure that his mother at 60 years old is taken care of properly.
It's wild to think that Wendy's own son, Kevin Jr., played such a big role in her struggles, especially given his father, Kevin Hunter Sr.'s history. There was even a time when Wendy's brother, Tommy, went on a rant accusing Wendy of abandoning her family. He claimed that Wendy refused to let Kevin Jr. into her penthouse, even though he flew up to New York to spend her birthday with her. According to Tommy, when Kevin Jr. arrived at her house, Wendy wouldn't let him in. It's definitely a complicated situation with a lot of tension in the family.
It's not looking fair to the main person who deserves fairness, her son. And my eyes are starting to open up. My patience is wearing. And her son is up there to spend what could be monumental time with his mother. If she opens the door.
It really does make sense now, doesn't it? Wendy refusing to see her son before seemed puzzling, but with the revelation that he may have been a key factor in the conservatorship, it all falls into place. Despite everything that's happened, Wendy has made it clear that she still loves Kevin Jr. In a recent phone interview on Two Angry Men the podcast hosted by Harvey Levine and Mark Gagos, Wendy was asked if seeing Kevin would be uncomfortable, and she answered with grace. She expressed her excitement about reconnecting with him, showing that despite the turmoil, she's open to rebuilding their relationship. Wendy also shared that she's planning to visit Miami, where several of her family members live, to celebrate her father's 94th birthday. She mentioned that she'd likely have a conversation with Kevin Jr. if he happens to show up. But Wendy isn't just talking about her son. She's been opening up about her life as a whole. She discussed her thoughts on her guardian, Sabrina, and expressed how she believes she was wrongly diagnosed. Wendy even revealed plans to take steps toward ending the guardianship, showing that she's not giving up on regaining control of her life.
Well, you see where I am, right? Where I am is this place where the people are older. I am part of the memory unit. A memory unit, in other words, what? Somebody who doesn't remember crap? Are you serious?
One of the key revelations in the documentary was that Wendy Williams is living in a memory care unit, sharing space with elderly residents facing severe cognitive decline. She stated that she's only been allowed outside twice in the past month and has no access to a personal phone or iPad. Within the facility, she's also unable to leave her room without a chaperone.
I've asked the guardian person for an iPad since years, it seems like, but an iPad. Can I please have my telephone back? Can I please be able to call, my family? What is the problem with me calling and talking to friends of mine?
The documentary revealed some shocking details about Wendy Williams' situation. Wendy is living in a memory care unit with elderly residents experiencing severe cognitive decline. She shared that she's only been allowed outside twice in the past month and has no access to a personal phone or iPad. In fact, she can't even leave her room without a chaperone. Additionally, her possessions are locked away in a storage unit, and her guardian, Sabrina Morsi, has legal approval to make money from managing her estate. A court order also prohibits anyone involved from publicly discussing the case, limiting transparency. However, there's a glimmer of hope for Wendy. Sources close to the situation revealed that Wendy is one step closer to ending her guardianship. On February 12th, she signed an affidavit asking a judge to set her free, stating she has regained the capacity to function without a court-appointed guardian. Wendy also denied having frontal temporal dementia, despite claims from doctors and her guardian. The documentary breaks down the alleged diagnosis, pointing out that patients with this condition typically don't get better, which contradicts Wendy's recent public appearances, where she's shown mental clarity and improvement. As part of the process, Wendy will be reevaluated by a doctor on February 18th. The next day, her lawyer plans to file an emergency order to push the judge to end the guardianship. If the judge rejects the request, Wendy will demand a trial by jury. It's encouraging that Wendy is finally on the path to regaining her independence, but there's still much to uncover about how she ended up in this situation, especially with her son's involvement. Wendy recently revealed that Kevin Jr. played a significant role in the events that led to her conservatorship. The revelation has caused a stir online, with many people expressing shock. Comments have flooded social media, with one person stating, "Wait a minute, Wendy's son Kevin Jr. is the one who withdrew large amounts of money, which caused Wells Fargo to freeze her accounts and set this whole mess in motion." Wow! Others are just as stunned, commenting, "It seems like Kevin Jr. misused Wendy's money, leading to her conservatorship. All she did was love that boy, and it seems like he learned from his dad." Some believe Wendy may have been lying about the situation in the past, possibly to protect her son from public shame. She might not have wanted to seem like a bad mother or embarrass him. However, it's clear now that Wendy didn't want Kevin Jr. running through her finances, and it appears he may have been influenced by others, possibly even his father, Kevin Hunter Sr. The idea that Kevin Jr. might have been funneling money to his father and his side piece is something people can't stop talking about, and it adds a whole new layer to this already complicated story. What are your thoughts on Kevin Jr. being the catalyst for Wendy's problems? Do you think he was influenced to misuse her money, or could he have been acting on his own? Some people think it's all tied to his father's influence, but who knows? It's a mess, and the truth is still unfolding.